What's going on, everybody? David here. Today we're going to talk about Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House. She's talked about, you know what, we're going to move forward. So the Senate right now, they're not making any moves. They basically said, we're going to put this on pause. We're going to do some judge confirmations, and then we'll see about a stimulus package maybe in the future. We want to see how everything works out with the last stimulus package. But Nancy Pelosi said, you know what? No, we're going to go ahead and move forward. We're going to put some stuff on the floor, and we're going to vote on it. And if you like it, you can vote yes. If you don't like it, you can vote no, and then we'll just start that whole negotiation. So we're going to talk about that right now. But first off, on this channel, we talk about personal finance for travelers. If that sounds like something interesting to you, please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the little bell notification so you can get future updates on my videos. So Nancy Pelosi says she wants to move forward, so that's what's going to happen, and I'm going to talk about that right now. I'm going to kind of take you through some of the things that she wants in a bill, and then we're going to talk about how this might all play out and when it might all play out. So you're going to want to wait to the end, because that's when we talk about when the negotiations are really going to happen. And the next couple of weeks are going to be pretty exciting, so you're going to want to subscribe to the channel. Every day I'll be putting out videos, and I'll keep you guys up to date with what's going on in Congress, because it's going to start getting it's going to get pretty active, because this is going to be a hard fought one. The last stimulus packages that we've seen, and this is phase 4, so we've seen 3 already. The first 2 were really easy to get done. The third one took a little bit more work, and now the fourth one, we have some people that are in Congress right now that are thinking, yeah, you know, we've done enough. We don't need to do anything else right now. We just need to kind of let everything play out, get everybody back to work. So that's kind of the attitude of some politicians, and so we have to see what's gonna happen, and we're gonna have to see how this struggle is gonna go. So just speaking for me, and I think most Americans, we want something else. Like, we want more. And I'm not just saying stimulus checks, but I'm saying some different things when it comes to small business and things like that. I think we do want more. And if we do have politicians that kind of want to sit back and not do anything, I think this is going to light some fire under them, and they're going to have to make some decisions. Some could be tough decisions during an election year too. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So the first thing that Nancy Pelosi wants to focus on is the PPP program. She wants to extend it again. So basically, she wants to focus on these small businesses, and not just the 500 or less. She wants to focus on like 25 employees or less. So the real small businesses, she wants to allow them to get some of this payroll protection and to keep them going. And this is a really smart move, I would say, because you have a lot of small businesses that are not going to be able to make it through this. They just don't have the reserves to make it through something like this, where you just tell them, hey, you know what, you can't work for the next couple of months. You can't be open for the next couple of months. So this is a real smart move. I think the PPP program, I think most politicians on either side can say, yeah, you know, we need this. We do need to keep these businesses going. And it's not just about the large corporations. It's about some of these small businesses that will not be around if there's a situation where they have to wait another month, or their money runs out, and now they're being told, okay, you have to open up your business, and they want to open up their business at full capacity, but they're telling them, oh, no, you know, it's going to be 25%, and then we'll ramp it up, and maybe in a couple of weeks to 50%, and then we'll ramp it up. So doing stuff like that is not really going to help them a lot. So having this PPP program will help both the employer, so the small business, and the employees, because they will be able to continue getting their salary. So I think this is a real smart move. So that's the first thing that she was talking about. All right, so another thing that she was talking about is U.S. Postal Service. So U.S. Postal Service, they will be out of money at the end of September if nothing happens. So they're trying to fund the U.S. Postal Service and give them $25 billion to help them get through this. And they've lost a lot of revenue because of the pandemic. So that's one of the focuses. They tried to get this in the last bill, the first CARES Act. However, the president doesn't want to sign anything unless they raise fees on companies like Amazon. And I know you're thinking, okay, Amazon, they're a large company. Yeah, raise the fees on them. That wouldn't be a problem. But what a lot of people don't understand is there are a lot of small businesses that are tied to Amazon. I'm actually one of them. Like, I'm an FBA seller, so I sell on Amazon. I have my own business, and I use their shipping. So I would be using the U.S. Postal Service. So if they raise fees on Amazon, guess what? Those fees are just going to trickle down to me, and I'm going to have to end up paying them. And then ultimately, it's going to trickle down to the consumer, because I'm just going to charge more for my products, just as Amazon would do the same thing, charge more for their products or charge more for shipping. So it's one of those deals where the consumer is going to have to pay for it anyway in the long run. So it would be better just to give the Postal Service the money and tell, hey, you can't raise any fees or anything like that on Amazon. But there's your money to hopefully get through this. I do think that the Postal Service needs to change the way they do things. There's a reason why they're running out of money, because they're not competitive with the other UPS, FedEx, DHL. So I do think they do need to do some things like FedEx and UPS so they can be more competitive in that market. So we'll see what happens with this, because Donald Trump has still said that he's not going to sign anything that has funding for the Postal Service without raising fees on Amazon and some of these other places. And it wouldn't just be Amazon. So it would be some of these other places. So if you're buying stuff online, you're probably going to end up paying more in the long run when it comes down to it. So I think if someone can get in his ear and kind of let him know, hey, this is the situation. This is only going to hit the consumer. It's not going to hit Amazon. It's not going to hit some of these other companies. It's going to hit the consumer. They're going to pay more for having that stuff shipped to them. So that I think once they start doing that, I think it'll start making sense. Hopefully, and he'll be okay. He'll be on board with it, because some of the other things in there hopefully will make him be okay with this whole situation. So we'll have to wait and see. And then another thing that they were talking about is student loan forgiveness for frontline workers. I think this would be amazing, and it would really show our appreciation for what they're doing. And you have doctors, nurses, just on down the line, law enforcement, fire. And a lot of them go to college. They have student loans, and I think it would really help them out in that situation where it would pay off, forgive their student loans for what they do. So that's one thing. I don't know how far that's going to go, but I think most people, that would be more of a bipartisan thing. I think most people can jump on board and say, yeah, that's something that I think we can do. They've talked about the Hero Fund. They talked about some of this other stuff for essential workers. But I think this one would probably be a lot easier to get through from both sides of the aisle. I think they would jump on this. So we'll see where that goes. Okay, so let's talk about timelines now. So the next couple of days, you're probably not going to hear too much as far as there's not going to be any negotiations or anything like that. What they want to do is they want to get a bipartisan bill. So they want to get something that the Republicans like and the Democrats like. Obviously, they're going to negotiate this and then move it to the president. But they don't want to have any hiccups where the Democrats just go alone, put their bill together, send it over to the Senate, and then the Senate rejects it or makes a lot of changes and then sends it back. They want to kind of work something out so it'll go much faster. So the senators know exactly what's in the bill, and the House signs it, and then they know automatically that the Senate's going to sign it. Just kind of like the extension. So the phase 3.5, they already knew. The House already knew what was going on in the Senate, and they were already prepared to sign it and move forward. So this is what they want to do. Now, the Democrats have said that they will go it alone if they have to. So if they're not going to get bipartisanship, they're going to go ahead and go along with their bill and send it over to the Senate, and then the Senate's going to have to make that decision if they want to bring it to the floor and vote on it, or what they want to do with it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next couple of weeks. So the timeline goes like this. The Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, has already said that she wants the leaders of the committees to bring forward their proposals. So that means that all these different proposals, now I know we're talking about stimulus checks and all this other stuff. That's when the committees are going to get together and say, okay, what do we think we can get through? What is not going to get through? And then they're going to negotiate that, and then they'll bring them forward. So stimulus checks could be a part of that. And so they're going to bring their proposals all together on Monday, and then they're going to start hashing out this bill and getting it past the House. And so, like I said, their main focus, Nancy Pelosi has said this, her main focus is trying to get a bipartisan bill. So that's what they want to do. They want to work it together, because that's how you get things done. That's how you get things done fast in Congress. So we'll have to see how this all plays out. I think there's going to be some hiccups along the way, but all next week we should be hearing different things and different proposals coming out, and then we'll kind of figure out how they're drafting this bill. And then hopefully, I would hope by the end of next week, they would be able to at least have something So we'll know exactly what they're trying to push through, and then they'll vote on it and then push it over to the Senate. Senate votes on it and then push it up to the president, and then the president's going to have to make that call if he wants to say yay or nay. If he says nay, then it goes right back to Congress, and if they want to, with a 2/3 vote, they can override his veto. So we'll have to see. It's going to be a tough call, and like I said, when it comes down to it, we are in an election year, and that means a lot to a lot of politicians, including the president, because he's running for re-election. All the House members are running for re-election. Some of the senators are running for re-election. So there's a lot of, there's a lot of moving parts when it comes down to it, and there are a lot of people that really need to do the right thing right now because people will be looking at them. So next week should be pretty busy. We should start seeing some things really fall into place. And so that's why you want to subscribe to the channel, because I'll be putting out videos every day. So you guys will know exactly what's going on. And just so you guys know too, I do have a background in political science. I majored in political science. I worked in the political arena for a while. So I know how politicians think. I know how things work when it comes to this. So if you guys have any questions or anything like that, please post it down below. If you received your stimulus check, let me know. Post it down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.